Hey everybody, Dave here, Hidden Freedom Investing. Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to go ahead and do my dividend portfolio update for the month of August. Today is September 1st, so August is in the books now. I am making some changes to the dividend portfolio, although in August I really didn't do much work at all to the portfolio. Just a couple of things. I'll kind of go over those. And then next week I will share all of the changes that I plan on making in the dividend portfolio to support me in early retirement of 2022. So next year, I think in April-ish 2022, which is about 8 months away. So there's gonna be some significant portfolio changes going forward. So starting here in September, and then there'll be some changes in October, and then there'll be some big changes also next year, right around April-May timeframe when I retire. So you definitely do not want to miss that video next week, because I think it's the best strategy for me going forward, and I think that people will be pretty satisfied with the direction I'm going with the portfolio. And I'm kind of curious to know what you say with the direction change. So I'm going to share that next week. So I think it's going to be September 11th, so 9/11, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So anyways, let's go ahead and dig into the video. All right, we're looking at the agenda for today, and you just saw Dividend Mountain there. There is a little bit of progress there with Dividend Mountain, and then there's gonna be some significant progress to Dividend Mountain here, probably maybe by next month's update, but we'll talk about that here in the overview in a second. So, all right, let's go through the overview. So right now, all Dave's spreadsheets featured in this video are available. See pinned comment or description down below. So if you're interested in my spreadsheets, you can just see that comment. There's a link there. And it's also in the description as well. So thank you for everybody that has purchased those spreadsheets. So moving on to 2B here, roughly $453,625 still left in real estate notes. Basically every single month I kind of talk about that. So normally I just put the video up here. If you want to take a look at that video, talking about the promissory notes, it is a significant portion of my monthly income, but those are going to get bled off. They will eventually go into the dividend portfolio as well. All right, 2C, windfall from flips, $181,000, and that's kind of something that we're gonna be making to change this month and maybe next month. Depends on when that shows up. It's still about 3 to 4 weeks out. And finally, those flips had gone through foreclosure. So I will be getting back $181,000 in capital, which was completely dead money for about 2.5, almost 3 years. And that's so unfortunate, because I could have generated a boatload of money off that money, obviously, over those 3 years, but it is what it is. So how I'm probably gonna end up breaking that out, and we'll talk about that here in a second. Well, I'll probably actually talk about it next week, but probably $50,000 is gonna end up going into the options account, so that'll bring that account up to $350,000, and then $125,000 roughly will go into the dividend portfolio. But like I said, I'll talk about that probably more in next week's video. Bring us down here to 2D. Please support my second channel, Hidden Off Grid. I do run a second channel, and lately I've been doing a little bit more finance stuff related over there. It doesn't really fit into this channel, but it technically kind of does. But the whole purpose of that channel is not really all finance related. If you're interested in different types of videos about finance, some of that stuff over there is finance. You can pick and choose, but also you can look at the playlist, because there's a bunch of fire related videos, and you can just go to the fire playlist if you just want to look at more of the finance related stuff. And that brings down here to 2E, get $50 free for opening M1 finance account. So there's still, by the time this video comes out, there's still a couple days left to get that free $50 for basically open an M1 finance account and deposit only $100. So you're gonna get 50% return on your money. And again, see pinned comment or description for that link. All right, now we got through the overview. Let's take a look at the actual portfolio itself here. So here is the portfolio. Right now there's $524,000 in the portfolio across 2 different accounts there. Generates roughly about $26,759. Monthly income about $2,230. Daily income about $73. And the hourly income is about $3.05. Right now, this portfolio is up, and I've realized some gains actually a little bit here. $55,915, and I started this portfolio not quite 2 years ago. So it is what it is. So I think it was in just the beginning of 2020. So we're not even at 2 years old at this point, and we're up about almost 12%. And like I said, I've been rendering profits like crazy over the last couple of months. Average weighted dividend yield 5.11, and then we got the average weighted 5-year dividend CAGR at 3.47. That's low just because of all of the income ETFs in the portfolio. Number of positions, 28 positions, still the same as last month, although I did make a change. I actually dropped a position and picked up a position, and there's about 9,893 shares, but we'll talk about the buys and the sells here in a second. And right now we're about 52.42% to the $1 million goal of the portfolio, or the dividend portion of the portfolio. Net worth the net worth stands at $1.847 million. And that's creeping up, but it's just not going very fast. It's kind of slow. I need to get that other capital working for me. All right, and brings us down here to the fire days left. 231 days left to fire. So we're basically 8 months away from fire and early retirement. And it's coming quick. There's a lot of stuff to get done. I share that over on the other channel, the stuff that I need to get done and all that stuff. So if you're interested in find out the laundry list of stuff I need to get done, check out the Hidden Off Grid YouTube channel. You're not going to want to miss next week's video. Go ahead and like and subscribe and set that bell notification. Okay, all right, bringing us down here to dividend increases. Let's go over the dividend increases for the month of August. So the current portfolio here. Scroll over to the right, and all right, so we'll scroll all the way to the top. It looks like AbbVie had a bad day today. It was down I think it was down 11% or something like that at one point when I looked at it anyway. I think in the day about 7% down. All right, so let's see, Altria had a dividend increase. So we had a dividend increase of 4.65%. So we went from 3.44 in the annual dividend up to 3.60. And then let's see here, 1 year dividend CAGR at 2.39, 3 year at 8.15, and then the 5 year at 8.77. So we're actually a little bit lower than what we'd expect given the 3 year and the 5 year, but it's still more than the 1 year dividend CAGR at 2.39. So I'm still happy with it. Obviously, that's just a stock that I've been talking about getting rid of for a while, but it's not even a lot of money in there, so we'll just keep in the portfolio for now. So 3.60, and it's going to clear that flag. All right, that flag is cleared. Look at the agenda here, and that brings us to the sells for the month of August. Let's look at the sells here, and here are the sells for the month of August. Like I said, I didn't make a lot of changes in August at all. All I did was sell out of BST. Now I liked BST. Just because I sold it doesn't mean I don't like it. It's just I went with a direction change. Like I said, I'm going to share that next week's video. So I did sell out of BST, and that was $38,000, $280. I think it was roughly about a $950 capital gain that I had out of BST. Plus, I just got a dividend as well, or distribution from it, over $150 or something like that. And then I also sold out of O in just one of the portfolios. I kept all of the shares in the other portfolio, but I did get out of O in the taxable account. Obviously, it's unqualified taxable income, so I just got out of O in that account just to reduce my taxable hit. Going forward, obviously REIT, because it's REIT, it's just not qualified taxes or not qualified dividends. So yes, I kept O. I did keep it in the other account, so I think there's like still 80 shares or something like that in the other account, about $6,000 worth. And then let's see here. That's what I sold. So we'll go to look at the buys here next, because obviously I had to put that capital back into BST back to work. So let's look at the buys now. So here are the buys for the month of August. Like I said, I didn't make a lot of changes, but so that BST, I obviously bought BST earlier in the month and then I got out of BST. So that's really what that's showing there. So I know I do not own BST at all anymore in my dividend portfolio. What I did do is I bought some QQQ in the tax deferred account. So I bought 4,566 shares, excuse me, $4,566 worth of QQQ in the tax deferred account. I bought some Devo, $9,181, and I also bought some JEPI of over $24,611 for a total amount of over $40,182. So obviously there's some real estate notes get paid back every single month, and that goes in the dividend portfolio as well. That's not all fresh capital there. Only about 38,000 of that is capital that came out of stocks that I sold, and then about 2,000 was just fresh capital that went into the dividend portfolio. So let's go ahead and take a look at the actual allocation because I have been making some changes. So definitely some different changes here compared to last month. So consumer staples at 23.4, utilities at 4.9. Financials 8.7, healthcare 11.7, materials 2.8, real estate 4.5, energy at 5.7, industrials at 7%, consumer discretionary at 11.3, communication services at 2.7, and then we got information technology there at 17.4. There's going to be some continued changes in the portfolio, like I said, as I go through and execute my strategy. So this whole month there's going to be a lot of changes going on. And like I said, next week's video, I will share that information in full detail. That brings us to the dividends received for the month of August. So we received 15 total dividends for the month of August there. We got a dividend on JP Morgan. We got one on AT&T, JEPI, APD, Apple, Realty Income, PG, CL, AbbVie, which just had a bad day today, Caterpillar, Starbucks, Nusi, XYLD, BST, and Devo. Like I said, I received $150 in BST. That's going to actually go into other stocks, mostly likely QQQ, because I do not own BST anymore. So total dividends received for the month of August, $2,154. That's pretty darn good month for me. Looking at the history of the payouts, which we'll compare here in a second, but I'm pretty happy with $2,154 so far. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to update the dividends in the dividend portfolio, and so we're going to update this little tracker right here and right here. So we'll just go down this portfolio. So here is August right here. So we're going to write all of those dividends received across that line right there. So let's go ahead and run that script next. All right, we have the script up. Let's go ahead and execute the script now. And the script is finished executing. So we also saw the dividend meter go up from 11,000 up to $13,486. Let's go back to dividends received here. We can see that the dividends now have been received and updated across the Google spreadsheet. So here's all the dividends there in August. Let's see here. Let's scroll over to the right and make sure. So we got 2154, which is correct. We wrote BST, which we don't own anymore, so we're going to turn that red. So let's go ahead and go to red here and turn that red. So those ones in the red right there, I do not own anymore. Those were dividend stocks that I owned at one point, and because I don't own BST anymore, we're going to turn that one red, and then next year we'll just take those all out completely. So it looks pretty good. I added QQQ to the dividend portfolio, so there it is right there. Obviously it doesn't pay a big dividend or anything like that, but it does, so we added it to the portfolio. And then there's all the rest of them. And they equal the right amount. We got $13,486, so it looks good there. That brings us to the dividend metrics. Scrolling down here, dividends by month. So we got August is on the books now, $2,154, which dwarfs last year's August significantly. We dwarfed last month's by several $100. Didn't quite meet June's amount, and that's probably just because the September is normally the larger month. But that is comparable to May, which is basically equal to the month, or the equal, whatever, it's the same month basically. But so I kind of dwarfed May, which is equal to August's. I do not think that September will actually beat June's out, but should be more than it was last month. But we'll see, because I'm making some changes. So it looks pretty good. Obviously in 2019 really wasn't a dividend paying month for me, but I did receive some dividends, so there it is in there. Here's the dividends by quarter, Q3. There's still another month left in this quarter. We're at $38.72. I probably expect another at least $2,000 probably next month. So that will put me maybe ahead of what Q2's number is. That'll be interesting to see. So obviously we dwarfed last year's quarter by several $1,000s. And there's still a month left in this quarter. And then here's the dividends by year. We're at $13,486 on the year so far. We're almost double what we were completely of all of last year. And there's still, about 4 or 5 months left in this year. All right, we've gone through the dividend portfolio, dividend increases, sells, buys, adds, and we did through the stock allocation. We did the dividends received, we ran the script. We looked at the dividend metrics, options income. I did receive about $1,155 in options income last month, and this is actually filtered for this month, but so there's $1,155 right there. It was actually one of the worst months for me, and I just was trying a different strategy. It didn't work very well, and I cut into my profits quite a bit, but still we're up about 37. Actually, this is only, it's actually over $38,000, because there's a couple other accounts that are not in here, but so I'm actually up over $38,000 in options income. But it is what it is. So far in September, which today was the first day of September, I'm already up $644 for this month. So, and it's only been one day. So I didn't really do much today at all. I didn't put anything on at all today, but there's a lot of the stuff that I put on last week if you want to take a look and pause the video. But anyways, let's go and move on to the next thing here. Let's go ahead and look at the Schwab positions in Schwab, and then we'll actually look at the projections for next month. All right, we are logged into Schwab, and right now the projections for September are $2,788. That's crazy. I did not expect that, and I do not expect any of the future ones, unless I add more capital to the portfolio, to exceed that, which, like I said, we'll talk about that next week. But so that's what we're looking forward to for the month of September. Let's go in the next 12 months here. Right now, it's showing the average at 2371, which doesn't quite match what I have in the actual dividend portfolio. I'm showing it at 2230, so I don't know which one is actually correct. They're just showing the yield a little bit higher, or maybe lagging, or maybe behind, Schwab is. But October, we're looking at about 2160. But like I said, I'm making changes. They're showing me the annual income at 28,453, which I think is a little high as well. Here are all the positions inside of the dividend portfolio. And so this is actually representative of 2 accounts. So if you want to pause the video, you look at this, it should match what I have in my portfolio. So I think it's been updated today, but so here's all the ETFs down at the bottom right here. And you can pause that if you want to look at that as well. So that is the actual dividend portfolio update for the month of August. I didn't make a lot of changes in August, but there's some big changes coming in September and October, and then also early next year there'll be some big changes as well. The windfall will be going into the dividend portfolio, so it'll be interesting to see how I break that out as well. So if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, leave me a comment down below. So you can hit me up on Facegram, you can hit me up on Twitter, or you can shoot me an email if you want as well. So until next time, please go ahead and like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.